Welcome here for Punch Out Boxing. I'm here with the British heavyweight champion, Fabio Wardley. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. It's had a bit of a ring to it. I've held on to it for a while now, so it's good.
Yeah, of course, last time out in Saudi Arabia, you cemented your status as the British heavyweight champ. Um, just want to ask you about a few things. Don't want to go into it. There was that altercation. Um, David, he done a lot of talking and, coming up to you and what have you in press conferences, all of that. I've had a bit of a debate with a lot of my media colleagues about how these guys that present themselves as street tough, they've got a historical track record of coming up short when it's actually in the ring. I wonder whether that side of things, did you have that in mind? Because you were quite respectful through the whole thing. Were you just quietly confident, yeah, look, these big mouths who are tough strutting around on the streets, when it's man on man, they fall short. Did you have that in mind?
Yeah, I think very much so. Whenever you've seen that in history or in the past or stuff, I think, like you said, they always seem to come up short. So I wasn't worried about that. I knew what it was. I knew it was hot air, bravado, fake, almost like a fake persona of you trying to push that you're something that you're not. And ultimately, nothing, none of that stuff even matters. When you get there in the ring on the night, can you do the job is the real question. And you saw on the night that you couldn't.
Yes, indeed. But you could. And what's impressive about you is at each stage you show different things. I think one of my media colleagues, Hatman, I don't know if you ever see his channel, he said, "Don't be fooled by Fabio's well-spoken manner. In the ring, he's all fighter. You showed that in the past. When you've been hurt or hit, there's no hesitation, there's no second guessing, like, what do I do? It's like straight onto it. I can fight. This time round, a fight plan, strategy, kept to it, got the job done."
Yeah, very much. I think I'm using these fights to show different areas of my game that look, if you want to get stuck into a war, I'm more than capable of doing that. If you want to kind of circle off and not get stuck in, and if I need to hunt you down or box in a methodical manner, then yeah, I'll do that as well. I've got all these different things in my arsenal, and I'll pick and choose what I need to do to get the job done.
Just heard you talking to my colleague Regan there about your journey with your coach. How much do you think you've got left in terms of learning? You're still relatively young for a heavyweight, probably very young when you look at the age of Usyk. I mean, both physically and mentally, technically, all aspects. How much more do you think you've got to learn?
Yeah, I've still got loads to learn. It's well documented that my entry to boxing was very late compared to a lot of people, so I have to do quite a bit more than other people to learn and pick up and carry on and develop faster or at a pace that maintains with everyone else. So there's always more learning to be done.
Yes, indeed. Do you think you learn better from the drills in the gym with your coach, or actually fight night? Because you've still got relatively a very small number of fights.
Yeah, they go together. They go together. There's no one that teaches you better than the other or more than the other. It's practice and repeat, and then try and implement that on the night and finding out whether it works or if it doesn't work, and being confident but calm enough to, if it does work, great, follow through with it and do it the right way. If it doesn't work, great, say right, okay, time to reassess.
And I know you've done some work with Ben, and he's very meticulous in analysing a fighter. Does he go into things like your body mechanics and something that might be important for fighters, knowing maybe where their limitations are and to and compensate for it when necessary?
Yeah, he's. We're not naive in the sense that we think I'm just the perfect finished article. Everyone has pluses and minuses, strengths and weaknesses, and he's not shy to identify them to poke you out. I think that's what you need from a coach, because otherwise you're gonna go into a fight thinking you've got it all figured out when actually you've got some holes in the game you need to sort out.
And I guess Ben is great at, and your original coach, great at masking where your holes might be.
Yeah, I think we do that as a team, or at least letting you think they're in one place when they're actually not.
Yes, indeed. I mean, what do you think about that night in Riyadh, the opening night of Riyadh season? What a platform! How did you feel like on such a big stage? Did you just take it all in your stride? Is it a case of once you're in the ring, it all goes out the window anyway?
Yeah, very much so. You can't get sucked into it too much. you've got you're there to do a job at the end of the day. I can't. You can give yourself a quick little 30 seconds, look around, enjoy the moment, but ultimately you've got to keep moving.
And just finally, obviously we're here for the launch of the undisputed heavyweight title fight. I remember last time we spoke, you said the time you spent sparring with Usyk. This is a man who's mastered the sweet science. Signs up both men might be on the decline. Can you give us a prediction, given you got a bit of insight into one of them?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're necessarily on the decline, but they're both at the back ends of their careers, and they're both coming off contentious wins. But I think this fight itself will bring the best out of them, bring the best out of the event because of how big it is, how much is on the line, and how much there is to gain from it. So I think you'll see the best of the both of them on the night.
All right. Staying tight-lipped on the prediction then. That's fair enough. Well, Fabio, thanks for your time. And hopefully maybe we'll see you in February in Riyadh again.